recording this, I realized my music was playing on in the background. But today I am doing grocery orders for Point Pickup. I did not record the first one because it was at a restaurant and the lady came out and I just didn't want to record her or anything. But right now I'm dropping off the second part of that order, and I'll record the screen of the steps I do, of the prompts they give you. And there was a couple questions asking about general merchandise on some of my old videos. I personally don't do general merchandise orders. You don't get tips, you only get like what the screen says. And to me, I just feel like it's a lot of time for a little bit of money, so I don't do that. But I'm pretty sure it still works the same as far as the prompts go. You'll go the same as groceries into the pickup spot, and then you'll confirm you're there. You'll put your parking spot, and then they'll come out with all the items. And what you're supposed to do is you go through basically all the items and confirm that you have them by scanning them. So let's say there's 3 stops on maybe this general merchandise batch you picked up. You would find that person's name, scan how many items they have in there, and it'll like tell you, like, because each bag has like a certain number, so you just scan for that bag to make sure you got everything in that person's order, and then you'll move on to the next person. It'll give you like a green check mark, and you just do that for all of the customers that you have for that batch, because sometimes batches can go up to like 10 I've seen, so you have to make sure you got all the items for those, because sometimes one stop will have multiple general merchandise items, so you just got to make sure you scan for all of them. And then after that, you just go and you deliver them. They go by however they set it up as far as like your stops, so you can't pick your stops like, oh, I want to go to this stop first. It just does exactly like groceries. It'll go stop 1, stop 2, stop 3, and it'll just go on through the steps. So I'm here at my second spot, so I will show you guys. It is in the trunk, but I basically just get as many groceries as I can on one hand and drop them off, and then I'll show you guys my screen when I'm done. So yeah, we can go into the trunk. I'll probably just sit you guys in the back. So that was all for that order. They came out, so I didn't knock on the door because I didn't have a doorbell, and I think I saw them, so I didn't want to knock in case they had kids or anything. But usually if it tells me to like knock or ring the doorbell is when I'll do it, or if I kind of notice like I don't think they would have kids, because a lot of them will have kids, and some people will leave like signs or notes to like not ring doorbell because their kids are napping or something, and so I didn't want to do that. But I dropped off those groceries. Now I'm going to see if there's any more available. There's not. But yeah, I will do a screen recording also of me accepting a batch. I didn't do that this morning. I need to figure out how to get out of here. Hold on. But yeah, today is just gonna be you guys coming along with me, dropping off some batches. Some tips again that I like to give is I try to only take 3 like drops if I can. If someone has like a full trunk load, I try to take just 3 drops, unless they have like a lot of drinks, then I obviously can't take more than 3. But as far as like bags, like I just rack up my arms with as many bags as I can, starting with the most heaviest, and then like the lighter stuff like chips and bread will usually be like the end, just so I can make my time faster. And then as far as orders go, if you guys have come from my older videos, you can't stack up like I had in some of those videos where I'd like wake up at a certain time and get my 8 and my 7. You can't do that anymore, but there is a trick to where you can accept orders but kind of backwards if you're lucky. So let's say maybe the store's near you, no one's maybe delivering there or something, so you'll be able to pick like a 10:45, 9:45, 8:45. That's the only way it'll allow you to stack up orders. You can't do 8:45, then 9:45. It'll tell you like a little message on there that basically says like you can't accept batches until you've completed that first batch, like completely completed it, like taken the pictures, dropped them off, both first batch, both first load and second load, and then that's the only time that it'll allow you to accept a batch, which really sucks, but that's just the new way they have it. I was hoping it was gonna go away, but it seems like it's gonna stay, so that's one thing that kind of is a bummer. As far as what times they drop off, they still drop off 2 hours before you're supposed to go pick them up. So if you want like a 8:45, you'll have to wake up at 6. Most orders start dropping at 6. So if you want to get like a 7:45 and an 8:45, your best bet is to wake up at 6 to get those orders. Again, try to find a familiar Walmart that you're familiarized with, just because it makes it a lot easier when delivering groceries. Again, connect to Walmart's internet. That'll help you a lot as far as getting really good signal, because I have Verizon and I feel like I have terrible signal at my Walmart, so I always connect to their internet. I think that's all I have right now for like tips and stuff, but I'm gonna try to get another order. Nothing came through yet. I will say your paychecks are not gonna look as good as they would have in the past, just because you do have a lot of like waiting around, unless you're lucky and the Walmarts have like delivery drivers that maybe cancel their orders, because then you can get like ready to pick up orders. That is another thing. If you have orders, like let's say you confirmed one for like 11:45 and it's only like 10, if a ready to pick up order, like it'll say like ready to pick up instead of like a time, you can accept those. Those ones will go in front of your other ones, so that's fine. It's kind of like working backwards. So the only things you can accept when you already have an order in your queue is express, ready to pick up orders, and general merchandise orders. That's the only ones that will allow you to pick multiple orders. But if you want multiple grocery orders, they have to be, the time has to be in front of the time that's already in your queue. And then as far as pay right now, I know there's a lot of things going around that like they're stealing our tips. They're not stealing your tips. They've just changed, I guess, their setup of their pay, because maybe they were losing money by the way that they were originally paying people, by paying them the amount. So the amount that pops up on like your notifications or in the queue, and let's say it says like $12.28, that is not telling you that you are getting $12.28 plus a potential tip. In the past it did, and I think that's where a lot of people are getting confused, that they think they're stealing their tips, but they're not. So Point Pickup now, if you are doing a single batch order, the base pay for that is $4.50, I believe. And if you're doing a double batch, the base pay for that is $7.50. Regardless of what the screen says, you are not getting $12.28 as your base pay. That's just telling you you could earn up to that much based on like the mileage that the location's at, based on if the customer potentially tips. That's how much you could possibly earn, and you could possibly earn more if a customer does tip. So they are giving you your tip. A lot of people think they're stealing, and I've tried to explain that they're not stealing. At first it did seem like it, because we were so used to like getting that amount on the screen plus tip, but they've changed it to now to where each order, regardless of what that screen says, has a base pay. It's never going to change of that much, and then there's like a market bonus and an adjustment. And I've noticed those are due to like mileage. Like let's say you pick up a order that is like maybe 14 miles away, that's a long time, so they give you like a little bonus, or a little, it's not a crazy amount. Sometimes it's like $1, sometimes it's like $1.27. It just depends on the mileage. I haven't really figured out exactly how they're getting those numbers, but that's what I've noticed. Like when I took an order that was 10 miles, I noticed my market bonus and adjustments were like almost $2-3. So I was like, well, that's cool. So I mean, there is some plus, and I mean, you still get a good amount of money, but if you are someone who's been there for a while with Point Pickup, you are like, dang, that kind of sucks, I used to make so much. And then with the hour thing on top of that, it really just makes it worse. But yeah, you're still getting a lot. Like sometimes I'll still get like $36 for a batch, which is good. And then sometimes, of course, I'll get 12 because maybe those customers didn't tip, but I'm guaranteed that $12.38 that popped up on the screen. So they're not stealing your tips. It all makes sense. They've just kind of changed their format of how they're paying people, because I mean, honestly, even when I told my family at first like how I was getting paid, they were like, dang, how are they even making money? Like they're paying you like this amount of money and you're getting potential tips. Like you're getting like 50, 40 bucks a batch. And I was like, I don't know, but it's cool, I'm gonna take it. So they're not stealing your tips. I just want to put that out there. They're not stealing your tips. Everything makes sense. They've put so much disclaimers, so many things to break it up, and I just feel like the old people who know the old Point Pickup still say they're stealing our tips, so the new people are like, oh yeah, they are stealing their tips, when they're not. They've just changed their format, and the older people who know Point Pickup are just frustrated because they're not making as much, which I was one of those people. I was frustrated at first, but then when I actually looked into it, I realized like, oh, they're not. They've just changed their format. People change, things change. Many places change. When you get a credit card, sometimes interest rate will change. But that number on the screen, you'll get that number, but you're not gonna get that number on top of tip. But you're guaranteed that number. So I mean, sometimes the things will pop up as like $12.38. That's a good amount for like an hour's worth of pay. Better than nothing. But anyways, that was my rant. But I'm gonna keep doing more orders. Nothing has came through, but I'll definitely keep you guys updated if I do get an order. If you guys have any more questions about Point Pickup, just leave a comment. I try to respond to most of all my comments if I can. Some of them I don't see because they're on, I use this like studio thing, and sometimes it'll get spammed on one of my old videos where I think there's like a spammer on there. So sometimes it'll push your like actual question like all the way down, and then all the spam will cover it. So I will get to it. I will comment. I will try to answer your questions. But yeah, I will see you guys when I get an order. I got another order, so I'm gonna drop it off. It's a 2-batch order, so this is the first half of the batch. I already clicked everything to basically get ready to accept it. I know it gives you the step of like contacting or visually. I just click on the one that I clicked on. I don't ever call them. I just ring the doorbell or I'll knock on the door. I'm going to my second place. I do have another one. I was able to get an 11:45 and a 12:45, which I was super happy about. So I'm hoping I'll be able to do at least 2 or 3 more batches, hopefully. And then I will be done for the day. But yeah, when you're at Walmart, if you are new, you'll just confirm your pickup, and then you will wait for the people to bring out the groceries. I usually unlock my trunk, like pop it open and unlock my back seat, and then usually they'll come to the window. They know me pretty well, but usually they'll just ask you for the names of your order, and you'll give them the names, and then they'll load it up, and then they'll tell you which ones are in the front or in the back seat. Again, I'm very familiarized with those people at Walmart, so usually they just load it, and then they'll tell me to have a good day, and then they'll leave a sticker on the bag to kind of let me know like which one they put in the trunk and in the back seat. And then when you go to your first stop, you'll confirm that you're there, and then it'll let you know like which one you're dropping off. It'll have the customer's name, and then you just drop it off and follow those prompts. But yeah, I will record again when I get to the second stop. The other stuff is in my back seat, so I will try to set you guys up somewhere. But yeah, I'll see you guys there. So I finished that order. My next one isn't till 1:45. Head back to Walmart because it's about a 10-minute drive back to that Walmart. Okay guys, I'm back home. I did a total of 3 batches, which is a total of 6 orders altogether that I could potentially get a tip from. So each one was about $12 that I could potentially earn up to. So I did start pretty late. I didn't start till like around 10:45, so I did a 10:45. No, I didn't start till 9:40. I had a 9:45, an 11:45, and a 12:45, and then orders weren't coming through until 3:45. And I usually try to end around 3:45 because I just have to come home, let my dog out, feed them, and then go to the gym. So I ended pretty early. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys have any more questions about Point Pickup, I did not record the last trip I did just because I got busy and my phone was actually dying, so I was just trying to deliver them before my phone would die. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.